I want to deviate from counting down WTBC's August 1963 survey for a minute for a couple of videos, and I want to outsource Billboard's Hot 100, pick out a Lost 45. I got a doozy of a Lost 45 too. At the week of September 24th, 1960, Billboard's Hot 100. Got the digital version right in front of me. Give you some perspective. Let me give you the top 5 hits that week. Billboard's Hot 100. September 24th, 1960. Chain Gang by Sam Cooke at number 5. Mr. Custer by Larry Ferd. Mr. Custer getting hit by those Indians at number 4. That went to number 1 too. And It's Now or Never by Elvis at number 3. My Heart Has a Mind of Its Own by Connie Francis. She was on a roll from 1958 through 1963. Vacation was a big hit for her in 1962. Boy, she could not do wrong back in the day, back in the late 50s, early 60s. And of course, we got The Twist by Chubby Checker. His real name, Ernest Evans, former chicken plucker, at number 1 rather, on Billboard's Hot 100. The Twist, originally done by Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, also in 1960, but Hank Ballard didn't have the hit with it though. But anyway, that's another story right there. Let's go all the way down to number 86. Billboard's Hot 100. We're getting into the bottom rungs of the Hot 100. That's where I like to go, boy. And by the way, speaking of Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, we got Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go at number 87, making its debut at number 87 on Billboard's Hot 100. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters, as they go a little bit mainstream in the late 50s, early 60s, they had all those R&B hits like Work With Me, Annie, and Annie Had a Baby in 1954-55. But let's go to number 86. And boy, Jan and Dean at number 86. That is right. This is before their surfing days, when the Drag City and Little Old Lady from Pasadena, Surf City, and of course, probably one of my favorite songs by Jan and Dean, Ride the Wild Surf, around 1964. But at number 86, this is Sock Hop, classic Sock Hop. Jan and Dean, We Go Together, number 86. A little history on Jan and Dean. I'm going to jump around due to time constraints because it was a wee hours of the morning, Friday morning. The date is September 23rd, 2016. But anyway, Jan and Dean, they met. Dean Torrance and Jan Berry, they go back. They met at Emerson Junior High School. This was around in the Los Angeles area. They played on the school's football team, and they also were friends when they went to senior high at the University High School, and they played on the school football team as well. They joined a group called the Barons. They sang in a group called the Barons in the late 50s. The Barons they were a cover band, as most bands are. They covered the hit records of the late 50s, Short Shorts by the Royal Teens, Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay by Danny and the Juniors, and they also covered Get a Job by Silhouettes back in 1958, which came out in 58. Now, here's something interesting about the Barons. For a short time, Sandy Nelson, who was Dean, the drummer, yes, the famous drummer, Sandy Nelson, remember Teen Beat? And he was Dean Torrance's neighbor. He played drums for a short time with the Barons. Also, Bruce Johnston. He played some piano with the. He might have sang a little bit too with the Barons. Bruce Johnston, future member of the Beach Boys in the mid '60s. He wrote the song. He wrote "I Write the Songs." That's right, which was made famous by Barry Manilow. Bruce Johnston did. I want to fast forward though. I want to jump to 1959 real quick. 1959, Jan and Dean, they had a big break. They teamed up with two who eventually become hotshot producers and record moguls. Lou Adler, who produced Tapestry by Carole King. He produced all of her big hits in the 70s. He also produced Mamas and the Papas. I Saw Her Again Last Night, California Dreaming, Monday, all produced by Lou Adler. And Herb Alpert. They also met Herb Alpert. And what can I say about Herb Alpert? Just famous for his instrumentals in the 60s. Although he had that huge hit, went to number 1 in 1968, This Guy's in Love. But he was co-founder of the A&M record label back in 1962, Herb Alpert. And Jan and Dean, they teamed up with these two guys. They had their first top 10 hit with Lou Adler and Herb Alpert producing Baby Talk. 1959 went to number 10. Then a year later, they came out with this. This is a sock op record. We Go Together. This is a doo-wop, nice falsettos in this record. We Go Together by Jan and Dean. This is just a malt shop rubbernecking in a backseat of a 1957 Chevy Classic. I mean, this would just fit it right there. At the drive-in movie, kind of sneak in a little smooching, maybe between the, maybe at the intermission or something like that at the drive-in movie, sitting in one of those remember those big old cars, man, those classic cars, the 59s, the 57 Plymouth Furies. We're talking about the sock hop years, baby. That's all there is to it. And now I found out something else too about Jan Berry. I didn't know this. I'll lay this on you. Jan Berry co-wrote a song by the Angels. You might remember, of course, the Angels had that huge hit, My Boyfriend's Back, but they had other hits besides that. And Jan Berry co-wrote one of their hits called I Adore Him by the Angels, which came out in '63. And I'm going to have to double check on this. If you're a rock and roll aficionado, you may or may not know this, but Jan Berry also co-wrote a song by the Ripcords. You remember the Ripcords? They had that song, Hey Little Cobra. They had a follow-up called A Three-Window Coupe, which Jan Berry had co-written. Well, that's it. That's all I got to say about this record by Jan and Dean. I think that's it. Covered all the basics. Here it is, number 53. No, number 86. It did peak at 53. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 7 weeks. And it dropped big time from 53 to 86 the week of September 24th, 1960. Jan and Dean, We Go Together.